There are some things you can never unsee. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 awkward sex scenes from British TV. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at some of the funniest, most uncomfortable and mortifying sex scenes from across British television.
Sorry. It's a bit distracting.
Number 10. Anthony and Kate crashing. What initially promised to be a fun curry night goes disastrously wrong after Anthony's childhood friend Lulu mistakenly reveals that his fiancée Kate has never had an orgasm.
Why did you tell Lulu? I've never jizzed.
I didn't. Maybe you can't say jizzed.
Kate confides in Lulu that she actually has, just never with Anthony, and that she lied to protect his feelings.
She has!
I have had an orgasm!
She's never orgasmed with Anthony!
However, at the end of the episode, we're subjected to an uncomfortable scene where it's revealed the only thing that gets Kate going is crying, and it's only when Anthony bursts into tears during sex that she can finally climax.
Keep crying. Cry! Cry!
Number 9. Fleabag and Obama, Fleabag. The second scene in a row from the acclaimed writer and comedy star Phoebe Waller-Bridge, this is one of Fleabag's finest moments. While in bed with her on-again, off-again boyfriend Harry, Fleabag decides to watch a speech by none other than former President Barack Obama on her laptop, and then she starts to masturbate.
What are you doing?
Nothing!
This is much to Harry's ire, who storms out of the flat clearly struggling to come to terms with what he just woke up to, even though she attempts a cover-up.
Please, I just need to hear this. What was he talking about?
Iraq.
The then leader of the free world is certainly an unusual choice of material though. Number 8. Edmund and Helen, Hunderby. After washing up on a beach, the young Helen winds up in the company of the much older village pastor, Edmund. She falls for what little charm he has, and the two marry not far into the first episode of this series.
10:15. We shall intercourse until 30 after.
It's on their wedding night, however, that things take a turn for the worse when they attempt to consummate their union.
There may be a sharp searing pain throughout.
Despite Edmund's very uncomfortable rutting, Helen tells him it's not in. He ignores her and continues what he's doing anyway, seemingly oblivious to the fact that nothing is actually happening.
Edmund.
What?
Tis not in.
Number 7. Alex and Finn, misfits. On one side of the estate, Finn has been attacked by devil worshippers and made into Satan's chief agent on Earth, whereas on the other side, Alex is receiving a lung transplant from a man with an unusual power.
I'm just improved. Version 2.0.
Version 2.0 is a dick, I like the original.
The chaos culminates in Finn having turned everyone into an agent of Satan before Alex corners him and proceeds to, in his words, shag the devil out of him, using his inherited ability.
I'm sorry.
But while that's probably weird enough, it's made even worse by the fact that Jess is tied up in the corner and has to witness the whole act.
I was shagging the devil out of you, and it was the only way, and I was doing it for her.
Are you Jess?
Number 6. Rae and Finn, My Mad Fat Diary. It's always a struggle for teenagers to find somewhere with privacy to get up to no good, and this instance is no exception. While Rae is distracted learning that Finn is in fact a sex wizard, they both fail to hear her mother approaching.
Oh my god, he's a sex wizard!
So when she barges into the room and tells Rae to run down to the shop and get some cabbage, it's not exactly ideal.
You burst in here because of red cabbage.
You can't have hot pot without red cabbage, can you, Finn?
No, you can't, no.
But it gets worse than a mere interruption, when her mum then sits on the bed and begins crying about how she thinks she's going through the menopause.
I think I'm going through the changes.
Number 5. Josie and JP, Fresh Meat. When Josie and JP have sex the very first night they meet, it's no easy affair, as they have to first make the bed and then muddle through while he's wearing a condom and she's wearing a femidom, meaning neither of them can actually feel much of anything at all, apparently.
Cucumbers already in the shopping bag. Maybe we could take it out the cellophane.
Her attempts at dirty talk also leave a little to be desired.
Hump me with your mega cock?
It's probably still not as bad as Oregon's attempt to sleep with a Tunisian student though, which ends in her snapping his frenulum and him getting deported.
Maybe it just got so hard it snapped.
Number 4, Annie and Mitchell, being human. Next, the attempted liaison of a vampire and the ghost goes as horribly awry as you might think.
You ready, tiger?
After 3 series, Annie and Mitchell become a couple, but as they attempt to give the whole romance thing a bit of a go, they struggle in their attempts at consummation, leading Annie to have the brilliant idea for Mitchell to seduce a stranger so that she, using some ghost powers, can vicariously experience sex through her.
Sure about this?
Yes, I'm very hell yeah.
What do you think I'm here for?
Unfortunately, Mitchell's bloodlust threatens to overcome him, and he almost murders the poor girl, which is a real mood killer for all involved.
Mitchell, no! Mitchell! What the f*** was that?
Number 3, Gavin and Stacey, Gavin and Stacey. The Wests, Shipmans, and every other main character all bunking together in this episode makes for an awkward breakfast nobody will ever forget. After a tense moment involving Pam's vegetarian sausages, the group begin to hear a distinct rhythmic thumping noise from high above, while Gavin and Stacey are the only ones not around the table.
I was at the radio on over.
Oh yeah, let's have the radio.
They make desperate efforts to ignore the noise, which gets progressively louder until Pam puts the radio on. It all climaxes when Gavin comes downstairs completely oblivious as to why everybody's staring at him.
What?
Number 2, Mark and Dobby, Peep Show. While Jez's new manager Callie telling him to stop right in the middle of sex is certainly embarrassing enough for him, it's Mark and Dobby's first not-so-romantic rendezvous in a stationery cupboard that takes viewers to uncomfortable new heights of awkwardness.
Is she shifting her bum against my area?
Forced to watch Mark staring at himself in the mirror while Dobby rubs against him, it makes for a magnificent moment of unpleasant viewing, the like of which Peep Show is famous for.
This is possibly the most exciting thing that has happened to anyone ever. Does she know what she's doing?
To top it off, after Mark finishes, he ends up running into his ex, Sophie, and work nemesis, Jeff, who naturally assume that he's peed himself.
Have you pissed yourself? Yeah.
Number 1, Will and Charlotte, the Inbetweeners. This is the standard all other awkward sex scenes aspire to.
Just to confirm, we are going to have sex.
Yes, I can confirm that.
Told you, Mum.
Did you just call me Mum?
No!
The ultimate in cringy coupling. And though he'd probably hate it to be so, Will Mackenzie's pitiful attempt to pleasure Charlotte Hinchcliffe remains branded into British pop culture forever. After Will miraculously succeeds at attracting Charlotte's intimate attentions, he ruins it all by pogoing up and down on her stomach for 20 seconds until she tells him to leave.
Sorry to ask, have I just lost my virginity?
I'm not going to count that one.
It's even worse than Simon's attempt to lose his virginity, which ends in him screaming at and hitting his own manhood, much to his girlfriend's horror. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.